Alrighty, good morning everyone. This is Jerry Durant. I'm hosting your DNA webinar today, so welcome to our webinar. I'd like to introduce our guest presenter today. They're from North 49 Global Pay, and they'll be speaking to you about presenting on how to protect your customer data and accept payments securely online. So without further delay, here is McKenna to present.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining. Today, we're going to go over some PCI compliance, how to streamline your AR process as well. So here's our agenda. As Jerry had mentioned, my name is McKenna, and I am here with Global Payments in North 49. So to start off, let's go ahead and talk about some risks. What are common data keeping practices that are usually high risk for businesses, but people may not know about? So many businesses put themselves at risk simply by how they collect and store credit card data. For example, some companies ask customers to fill out a form with their credit card details and email or fax it back. Others take card information over the phone, jot it down on a sticky note or piece of paper, and later manually enter it into your system. These notes can easily be lost, misplaced, or even end up in the trash, potentially exposing sensitive data to anyone who might find them. Another common issue is going to be storing customer payment methods on a spreadsheet or retaining data in back-end systems when processing payments through a POS system. None of these practices are PCI compliant. In fact, they might even expose businesses to significant risks, including data breaches, fines, or even reputable damage. So what does it mean to be PCI compliant? PCI, or the payment card industry, is a set of requirements designed to protect cardholder data and establish security practices across businesses worldwide. So think the police or the DMV, they're just setting those rules and regulations to ensure security. Some things PCI focuses on are network security. That's just making sure businesses maintain secure networks and systems. Data encryption, which is going to be protecting that cardholder data. So making sure businesses have secure systems in place to eliminate any data breaches. One common misconception is that PCI compliance is just about technology, which in reality, it's just as much about the people and processes, how businesses handle, store, and protect payment data. Also, any business that stores, processes, or transmits cardholder data must comply with these PCI compliance standards. So what is level 2 and level 3 data processing, and why does it often qualify businesses for lower processing rates? So level 2 and level 3 data are advanced data fields used in business to business or business to government transactions. This provides more detailed information that makes these transactions more secure, and it qualifies those businesses for lower rates. So that's going to include, for level 2, those data fields include things like tax amount, customer ID, or invoice number. Level 3 data fields are product description, quantities, unit price, or other granular details. So this is just going to be passing that data to the processor so they know this transaction is safe, they're not going to get any chargebacks. And because level 2 and level 3 data provides more transparency, card brands like Visa, MasterCard, Discover consider them lower risk, and it offers them at discounted processing rates. So the next question are going to be, are there other risks with data integrity, and how can that be mitigated? One of the biggest risks when handling transactions is going to be human error, whether that's entering payment details incorrectly, misplacing sensitive data, or manually processing transactions. those errors can lead to vulnerabilities and even PCI compliance issues. Some of the best ways to mitigate these risks is going to be through automation and software. So integrating a secure payment system reduces the need for manual data entry. So it puts it in the hands of your customers and it ensures that payments are processed accurately and securely. So what are the costs of a data breach or non-compliance? Failing to meet PCI compliance standards can be very costly for businesses. There can be monthly non-compliance fees. Payment processors can charge businesses between $10 and $100 per month for failing to meet PCI standards. Another way that they will find you are going to be through those fines. If a data breach occurs, those acquiring banks and card networks can impose fines of up to $100,000 per month until that compliance is restored. And if your company is involved in a data breach, the financial impact can range from a few $1,000s to over $500,000. So they can be very costly. And of course, that reputation damage. So beyond the financial cost, a data breach can be severely impactful on that customer trust and loyalty, and it leads to loss of business. The best way to avoid these risks is going to be through proactive PCI compliance, through self-assessments, maintaining strict security protocols, and using PCI compliance software that can help with that. So how do cloud-based systems help keep companies' data secure? So our system is called PayFabric, and a cloud-based system like PayFabric can significantly reduce a merchant's PCI compliance burden by shifting the responsibility to us, the processor. So as a reputable payment processor, that sensitive card data never touches your environment. It's securely handled, it's encrypted, and it's stored in our high security standards. PayFabric acts as a encryption cloud, so it stores that data, but it easily makes it accessible to your user if you need to maybe charge a card inside of Sage, but you can do it in that PCI compliant way. So this means your business can focus on growth while maintaining compliance with very minimal effort. Something that is going to be helpful for that AR automation as well as security is going to be a software solution. So how does automating the accounts receivable process with PayFabric protect consumer data? With PayFabric, payments are processed through a secure embedded system, eliminating any manual errors and reducing risks of fraud. And the way that this is going to work is a payment link or a payment portal link can be sent directly from Sage right to your customer. So it can help with invoice delivery, eliminating that manual delivery from your team, and it will send it right to your customer. Your customer will then securely enter in their own data to complete the transaction. Once they complete their transaction, that record will flow back into Sage and it will automatically apply to the correct invoice. So this end-to-end automation not only strengthens the security, but will also save your business time and effort while helping you get paid faster. So let me show you what that looks like. Okay, so right now I'm inside of Sage. The way that our solution PayFabric is going to work is once an invoice is posted, you have the ability to automatically send your customer an email. Here's an example of what that email can look like. It will be branded with your logo. It's going to be coming from an email address of your choice. You could also edit the wording of this email however you'd like. It's also going to include a PDF version of that invoice here. So the customer is given two options from their email. They have the option to pay now or the option to log into a customer payment portal. Once your customer selects the pay now option, they're going to be brought right over to a payment page. So this is where they can make a payment for this one invoice. Here they can view the document details one more time if they need to. They can add in any notes. They can also see their payment methods on file. So this leads back into the security of our system. All of these customer payment methods are going to be stored in PayFabric. So PayFabric allows the customer, when they come in to make a payment for their invoice, they can see their credit card on file. Of course, only the last 4 digits are shown. We support credit cards as well as e-checks. And here, when the customer needs to enter in their own payment data, they can enter that in here, and they can save that card for later use. So now that puts it into your customer's hands. They are typing in their credit card details, they're saving it on file. So that also helps with PCI compliance. All right. From there, the customer can go ahead and confirm and pay. A payment receipt will be generated. That payment receipt will also be emailed to the customer. You can also BCC yourselves to receive those payment confirmations as they come in. The other option that the customer had was going to be logging into the customer payment portal. So this customer payment portal allows your customer to come in and see all their outstanding balance. So they can view all their outstanding invoices. They can click and view the invoice details. And bringing it back to that level 2, level 3 processing, getting you those lower processing rates, we see that by utilizing PayFabric, we have included all of these different fields for the card brand, so we can get you those lower rates. So we have the customer number, we have the invoice details, tax amount, things like that can get you those lower rates. So we make sure that you're set up properly and you can get low fees for payment processing. And as the customer comes in, they can easily view their invoices. They can select one or multiple invoices. If you would like, you could even allow them to do partial payments on invoices. Again, they'll be brought over to a payment page. Now that they're in the portal, they have a little bit more flexibility. They can pay multiple invoices. They can do a prepayment. That's just going to be an unapplied payment going back to their account in Sage. They can add in notes, and again, they can see their payment methods on file. So since PayFabric is going to be utilized throughout the system, we see that these cards are all going to be the same for this customer. So we have in the portal, they can see their payment methods. On their payment links, they can utilize those payment methods, as well as if you are a user in Sage, you can also access those payment methods, which I will show you as well. The customer will then generate their payment link, will generate their transaction, which will show them a payment receipt. We'll see it's been approved. This payment ID has now been created, and that will be that record that comes back into Sage. The synchronizer runs every 5 minutes, so I'm going to give it a little bit of time, and then I'll show you that record back in Sage, what it's going to look like. So this payment ID, PF ending in 18, that's going to be our record that we'll see back in Sage. A little bit more around the customer payment portal, we have things like auto pay. So if your customers are recurring, they wanted to automatically charge their payment methods, they can do so. So for this auto pay instance, you can create as many as you would like. This one is just for a demo purpose. It's pay outstanding on a monthly basis. So now every single month, the customer will have all of their invoices paid off. So you can set up things like that for your customers. They can also do a prepayment. This is going to be an unapplied payment going back to their account in Sage. They can even view their history, and they can filter through if they're looking for anything specific as well. And this is going to be going as far back as since they've been a customer with you, not just when you've implemented PayFabric. We're going to be reading all of that data from Sage so we can see all of their historical data. The customer can also manage their wallet from this portal. We also have our internal facing portal. This is where your team can log into and also help manage that AR. So once logged in, you will land on an overview of your PayFabric account. You can process a transaction in your virtual terminal. You can run different reports using our reporting tools. And now in receivables, this is where you can really manage this internal process. So here we have all of our customers from inside of Sage, and now your user can do anything that the customer is able to do. They could pay off their invoices, activate auto pay, take a prepayment, even help the customer with their history or their wallet. And even as your user comes in and selects an invoice, they'll be able to utilize those customer payment methods and process transactions for the customer. Other things that we have available inside of the portal are going to be invoice reminders. So this can be very helpful. Let's see. So here you can automatically remind your customers that they have invoices that are due. You can have these invoices automatically go out. You can do it based on invoice types, as well as put it on a schedule. You can even do it based on all outstanding invoices versus past due invoices. You can edit the wording of emails, and it will include that Pay Now link and the option for them to log in. So that's just going to be a few features inside of our customer portal as well as our internal facing portal. Now we'll make our way over to Sage and I'll show you how that will work. So for example, over in order entry, we've added PayFabric order entry as well as PayFabric shipment entry. You can take payments from either of these. It's just going to be like taking an order or a shipment entry, as well as when it comes to your AR transactions, we can go ahead and do a PayFabric invoice entry and PayFabric receipts, so you can take payments from there as well. I will go ahead and show you from the order entry. It's going to look very similar in each of these different windows. So I'll go ahead and create my order. Here we go. I'll go ahead and post that. Now that I've gone ahead and posted that order, I see this PayFabric button is going to be available. This is going to pop up one of our PayFabric transaction windows. This window, even though it looks like it's coming from Sage, it's actually an iframe coming right from PayFabric. So here we can select our processing code, which is going to be credit card, and we can take a payment right here inside of Sage. It's going to show the customer's default card on file. Of course, if you needed to enter in a new payment method or use a different card on file, you can do that. So you can select use new card, you can manually type it in. And you can do an authorization or you can go ahead and take a sale. So you have those two options. And from there, you'll be able to process the transaction. We'll see it's been successful, and that's how you'll take a payment inside of Sage. The customer will receive a receipt. So I just got that receipt for the authorization. Here's what it might look like. So we see our authorization was done for that $41.46. Now let me show you what it looks like, how the payments will come back into Sage from when the customer makes a payment through their portal. So it's going to be coming back through receipt entry. It will go into your latest batch that you've created. We see PF ending in 18. That was the record that we made our payment on. This is what it's going to look like coming from the portal back into Sage. So we see these 2 invoices have been paid. So we've created a full end-to-end solution for you within Sage. You can take payments inside of Sage, as well as all that needs to happen is that invoice needs to get posted. Once that invoice is posted, your customers will be notified of their new invoice. They can make a payment, as well as that payment record will come back into Sage and apply to the correct invoices. So that concludes my demonstration of our software. Oh, okay. Are there any questions?
I don't see any questions in the chat box, McKenna.
Okay, perfect.
That's always a good sign, right?
Yeah.
Well, thank you for a great presentation. Very much appreciated. And for those that joined the call today, if there's questions after the fact, you can reach out to me at DNA. It's jerry@da.ca. There it is right there. Thanks, McKenna. And we'll be pleased to get answers for you. If we can't provide them ourselves, we'll rely on our good friends at North 49 Global Pay to help us with that. They have a great product. I've actually sold the customer portal to customers in the past, and they just love it. So that's a good thing. That's an endorsement, I guess. There we go.
Thank you.
So thank you, everyone, for joining us. And I guess we will end the meeting now.
Perfect. Thank you all so much for joining.
Thanks for joining. Bye now.
Bye-bye.